What do we got today? We got ourselves Team Blue with ATS going up as an arcade mage. We got Katchika still hanging out with this big old, I don't even know what to call it, dude. It's like a Bomberman jacket top of like tactician, electrician, dude. We got ourselves Christia playing that Red Pally. We got Loopy Hunt playing what looks like a Beast Mastery. And Smurl on that Fury Warrior on Team Red. We got ourselves Dirkspine going up first with Divas in the back with his enhancement. Shaboy, whoa. Look at those axes, dude. This is a WAD axe. Those are WAD axes right there. Look at the reflective things on them. WAD didn't bring us a lot of good things, but this axes that we got Dublin playing that Arms Warrior, Exotic playing, Exodiac playing that, what is it, Red Pally, and Zaramir on that Windwalker. Dirkspine already popping up parry against Christian. He's gonna go for the big blood of the enemy burst. That's gonna be Shield of Vengeance for Christian. Try to see if he can get the big damage off onto Dirkspine, and actually, it's Christian's blood of the enemy. I think charge comes to Dirkspine. Big damage. Clock shot is coming out. Dirkspine actually might be super low. He's going to grapple hook to safety. And he's just trying to get away from Christian as they're mounting up. Looks like they're not going to be able to get any kind of more pressure on the Dirkspine. So he's just going to wait out those wings right now. That was a lot of things happening on the screen while I was just looking at Zaramir and Exodiac, man. Just look at those boys in just a second. I was just trying to introduce you to everybody, man. It didn't work out. It's going to be the stun onto Christia as Dirkspine is going to have to play for a slower game, getting the disarm, going to go for the rotation of CC, and is going to go for the Crucible of Flame for a single target damage output with the Cosmic Fall onto Christia. Stun right afterwards as they do have mid-long wings. But they're actually just going to go for a bit of advantage. Red is just going to go for a reset. Try to see if we can let us have. But Christian does not come out of combat for such a long while. Is able to mangle themselves a bunch of health back up. Dirkspine poking out just to get himself a little bit of a healing increase. Just a little bit of a heal increase. Christian picking up the eyes ahead of time. He's going to get a hodge of Dirkspine. It's not going to be big damage. Christian does not have wings, but still a lot of damage getting just cleaved out of Dirkspine in the opener. He's going to pop his Juicy pick up off the bat. Getting a stun to Christian, doing quite a lot of damage too as well. Actually, it could be a defensive coming out of Christian right now as they're dropping lower and lower. Shield of Vengeance is going to be the defensive off choice. That's going to be blind by Dirkspine. No tricking available for Christian for a while. Dirkspine could sap him out and force out a bubble or bop right here. As long as he's not next to the Shield of Vengeance as it dissipates. Actually, does the shield still do damage if it dissipates without the paladin taking damage while shield was up? Shape shot coming out into a stun. Bob coming out for Christian. Decided to go for a bop a little bit early into execution sentence. Trying to get more damage to Dirkspine. Do they have a hodge to follow? Cyclotronic blast is going to be a hodge, but Christian's super low in health. It's going to go for wings right now. Barely has any health. Dirkspine could actually end it right now. Parry coming out. Going to be swift heal out of Christian. Could be anyone's game. Parry still available for Dirkspine. Massive heal for him, and he does clap on Christian, turning the damage around. Even though Christian had the big setup, probably should have worried about their health. Got himself a little bit more of a safe opener there, but that's going to be Dirkspine. Double heal concoction for that Outlaw. Parry up with a pure defense, just trying to mass damage back into the Pala. It did such a good job, and it's going to have to go against ATS. Probably the best matchup, as an Outlaw does have that range that is needed in order to deal with a competent arcane mage. Oh my god, that was such a good setup there. Cheap shot coming out for Dirkspine. Probably is going to go for buffs unless he's but he only has the buffs he wants. It's going to go for a bit of a Crucible Flame into ATS. With that slow, it's going to bail out. ATS dropping down. Is going to blink around to Dirkspine. Is going to take advantage of the fact that he's up close and melee. Popping off his Rachel in order to go for a bit more damage. AT is going to back out of there for a second, but doesn't want to let Dirkspine get a full reset. Try to keep him out in the open instead of line of sight. Is going to stun the Arcane Missile. Skill Spirit to follow as ATS is pushing in. We're just going to allow Dirkspine to disengage if he wants to afterwards. And ATS is going to pop that Temporal, try to stay in. Safety Trick ain't even getting proc right now. Cloak of Shadows coming out for Dirkspine as ATS has double bubble setup. Safety Chicken does go down. Cloak of Shadows is down for Dirkspine, but still has so much damage trucking onto ATS. Does catch an invis for a second. Is going to go continuing pressure onto Dirkspine. Doesn't want to let him get a full reset. If he does let him get a full reset, Vanish coming out by the Rogue is going to be cheap shot onto ATS, and he's not looking that good. Mage isn't looking healthy anymore. Actually getting kicked on Arcane. Does get a freeze on the Dirkspine. It does get to outrange him for now without pistol shots. Just completely pelting him over and over. Getting that a little bit of a shield up and run. Needs to maintain those slows and keeping Dirkspine out out in the open, which is perfect for him. Arcane missiles just waterfalling on top of him. Dirksbine trying to get himself a little bit of counter damage going. He needs to go for the health damage into HH, so he needs to break through a shield first, then do some real health damage if he wants to get some real value out of it. Temporal coming in for HH. As he's just cycling through defense, it still has Ice Block if he needs to, and Dirksbine catches himself one extra vial to recreate here for this duel with a gouge. Cyclotronic forcing out an Ice Block out of ATS into a stun as he gets himself a shield up and running. Could this be enough right here? Killspray coming down by Dirksbine. HH is going to have to take the damage to the face with the Crucible right after. No shield available. Trying to steal whatever buff he has off of Dirksbine. Kicking himself afloat. Is going to go for as many instant casts as possible, but Dirksbine is able to get those pistol shots back to back, even though they don't do too much damage. Still keeping him slow, building the calm points. Probably going to be a stun after this, and that's going to be ATS going down here without any cooldown left. Dirksbine taking out 2 people back to back, massive amounts of heals. The range that an Outlaw has, the brawler playstyle that it brings, just simply lets him do quite a lot of damage. Also be very, very consistent with the Crucible system, or with a neck system, going for that flame ability. It actually does quite a lot of damage for Outlaw, man. I think it's because it scales with versatility, and rogues stack a lot of versatility, so the more versatility you have, the more damage the flame does, but also the more healing it does, so it has twofold value for it. Smirl shrinking out of between the eyes to be caught out into a disarm to follow, and as he's trying to bail away, Dirksbine catches up to him. Using that grapple hook, won't be able to use the grapple hook to fall off. Actually, Smirl almost walks off of the bridge. Maybe that's exactly what Dirksbine was kind of hoping he would do. Barry coming in for Dirks is going to trick it as he's getting his hit with a stun. Smirl is going to go for a fear on Dirksbine, but he doesn't last long. Smirl continues to get slows on Dirksbine with a leap, just trying to see if he can get back at him with a charge. Killspray to follow for Dirksbine as he's the one getting disarmed this time. And Dirksbine most likely already has a grapple hook ready if he needs to bail away. Smirl is going to summon up his Azeroth Elemental. He's hopefully going to try to get a two-prong attack. Going to be a stun to Smirl. No chicken available. And Dirksbine is just going to pop off his cooldowns, trying to see if he can do some damage to Smirl. Needs to LOS that Elemental a little bit. Continuing on with a disarm onto Smirl, who hasn't popped the defensive yet. Only got himself commanding shot rolling. Could go for enrage regeneration. Might have to pop it here early while he's low in health. Into blind while he's super low. Actually, Dirksbine himself does not look that good. That Elemental is actually yapping him, but that's going to be a flame into Smirl's face before he can even pop his defenses, and he's going to try to go for a bit of a reset with Loopy right now. He's actually just taking everybody out back to back to back. Lots of healing CC for the Outlaw Rogue, and the flame just to keep himself some bit of damage rolling as well. Very well done for him. Just working out in his favor completely. Loopy Hunter is going to have to pick up the eyes, and I think he's sending the pet over at Dirksbine. It looks like the pet was walking at him for a second, or at least taking maybe a long way to walk at him. Sap coming out, doesn't have himself a flare or anything. Cheap shot coming out by Dirksbine immediately into a Cyclotronic as he's going to dip down. That's going to force the defensive out of Loopy Hunt. And the pet is going to have to take a second before it arrives. The pet isn't even attacking him right now. There's going to be so much damage out of Dirks. Dropping Loopy Hunt down to half health. Gouge onto the pet. Loopy does need to get the pet going for damage ASAP into a disarm. He's actually going to be out of some of the CC, but not going to be out of a trap, however. Vanish coming up for Dirksbine. Could be a flare out of Loopy as he does have the cooldowns rolling. And Dirksbine going to get himself a bit of a healing grapple hook to follow. I think Loopy tried to go for a bit of a Cyclotronic. What is that what it was? Dirksbine somehow able to attack him through the bridge. I don't understand how that's happening. He's still able to do it. However, actually just waited out for the Dire Basilisk to go on the opposite side. As he's just pummeling damage into Loopy. Might have to go for a Turtle Shell here. Stun coming out, Chicken coming out of Dirksbine. Does get a couple of those pistol shots off in the end. And Katchika is the last man standing traverse against Dirks. And it's going to give him that honor duel, man. That good old honor duel. Let me go switch my music real quick, boys. Let me go switch it. Just because I'm listening to like random NCS, but I want to get to that dueling mix, you know what I mean? It's a trick out of Katchkin. Adaptation. That's what it is. Adapted the opener by Dirksbine with that sap. Cheap check coming out for Dirksbine. Doesn't get the stun, actually getting hit with the disarm. Could go for a stun onto Katchkin if you want to. Looking to get the grapple hook in there. Does Katchkin have the big leap to come back? He does. He actually can chase after him. And Dirksbine just still might drop down below. It's going to be Blaze Storm by Katchkin for a second. Cancels it, however, to get some big damage out onto Dirksbine after. Dirk's going to go for a double flame. Actually stacking the flame dot onto Katchkin. Trying to get the damage out right now. It's going to be a Zerka's Rage out of that gouge. Not to be sitting CC take forever. Is continuing to get through his rampages him. It's just trying to punch Dirk's Bind in the gut, trying to see if he can just get him into the uppercut, trying to see if he can knock that guy out into a blind. Onto Cat as Dirk's Bind goes into advantage, getting himself a couple sippy cups rolling at the same time. Huge heals available still for him. Kachika's still looking really healthy. Next full CC is going to be able to adapt out of it. So these saps are just not going to do it. These saps are not going to be able to do it. Cheap shot neither. Maybe a full between the eyes might be able to be CC'd out of it. But it's going to be Dirk's Mind actually walking around Kachika, trying to stay away from just say a few tags here and there. Try to go for Cyclotronic. Actually get interrupted either on a cast or a channel. Cannot remember. That's going to be Dirk's Mind. Continue to try to see if he can pull Kachika away. Leap for that grapple hook into a charge to stop him and place double disarm coming out for the both of them. Kachika is actually going to bail out for a second as Dirk's Mind trying to catch up to Cat. Actually getting that adaptation under full stun into a gouge. Kachika, does he have Zerkas? He does have Zerkas Rage to catch up to Dirk's Mind. Asi is going to go for a bit of a feint. Doesn't have any defenses left. I think it's going to be Execute available for Kachika. Asi was just able to obliterate through everything that is Dirk's Mind into a next guy that is going to be Exodiac. Is Kachika gonna have anything here for this guy? Has every defensive available. Commanding Shout in Rage Regeneration. Stun coming out by Exodiac, and is gonna go for big damage while wings are up and running. Kachika, how is he going to deal with this? Just try to bail away from the damage that is that of a paladin into Enraged Regeneration right now. That's not going to be a bubble. Yes, that is actually going to be a bubble out of Exodiac. Kachika going to go for that Commanding Shout immediately. Big leap away from Exodiac. Does Kachika have anything like a Reflect to maybe see if he can reflect a Hodge back into Exodiac? Actually going to disarm Exodiac. Is going to trick it out of it. Feared by Kachika. Trying to get a Bloodthirst in here and there. At the highest amount of dampening right now. 36. He can barely get a hit. Is trying to go for whatever mage foot he can. Maybe a charge. No, it's going to be a Hodge. I think that's going to be over. Adaptation wasn't up. Maledict to Cat. There's nothing he can do, dude. I thought it was going to be a setup by Kachika. Dirk's Mind did such a good job, though. Lots of healing. Lots of damage as well. That consistency, man. I kind of want to see where's the damage coming from. I probably should have reset my details for this, just so I can see like where most of the damage breakdown comes from, boys. That was so well done. I want to see a bit of that, dude. I want to see him roll that Crucible. I want to see how much damage of that was his Crucible. Dirk's Mind.